Shady Nook, excuse me, Shady Nook, we're back. Oh, it's Monday morning, it's a beautiful morning. We do have the 68 Charger on the lift today. We're going to get started on it, kind of giving you a little Mopar update on the little thing. We do have the motor and tranny stuck in it. We do have other stuff to install. We sure do. We are at the bottom of this thing. Okay, 727 transmission is in. Really fits well. Exhaust, mounts, other side gearbox clearance is great. Okay, starter, torque converter bolts. You can see that we do need to address the suspension. The suspension on this thing is so little rough. I want to hear it run, you know. I really want to hear it run before I take care of all the ball joints and tie rod ends and all that good stuff. Brake calipers and hoses. We do have the rear brake line over here. We haven't installed yet. We're going to do the fuel lines. We do use a stainless steel fuel line. It's right here. So, and we do have the transmission lines and the rear lines there. Gas tank will go in. The bypass filter will be mounted back here. We use that Corvette bypass. Works really well. Works really well. But yeah, I do need to address that suspension. It ought to be on my mind is what it ought to be. It ought to be on my mind. Ball joints, upper bushings, lower bushings. We're going to do those and show you how I do them. It's really an easy operation, especially been doing it a long time. Driver's side manifold. It's going to be easy to put a little bung there and for my O2 sensors. And of course, the kick-down cable is going to be coming through here and going through the floor. And I'll show you how we do that. Okay, anyway, that's enough from under here. I will let it down and just let you look at how it does fit up under the hood. They do fit fairly well. Let me let this thing down. I want to get it where I can crank it and get the transmission all fluid all in it and everything, and I want to get it started, you know. I want to get it started. I guess that's just a guy thing or a hot rodder thing or something. I just want to hear this dadgum thing run. And then I'll finish up all the ball joints and the rear brake shoes and wheel cylinders and, you know, everything. But I want to hear this old thing run. Okay, we got her down now. It does fit in well. A little tight on the back, not much, but it's just normal. That one tube right there's got about a couple 3-finger clearance there up against the firewall. Really, you have room for an AC compressor down there. You know, they do make one. I don't know, maybe I ought to put air on it. You know, the power brake booster we do use off the old K-Car Chryslers is what we use them off of. Had a couple people has text messaged me about exactly what we do use on them. That is a mid-90s K-Car, the old Aries, you know, the old Caravans and stuff like that. Dynasties, New Yorkers, all them cars. Plymouth Acclaims had them. We use all that. This is their distribution center, which I use, is off of a Dodge Dart late model, believe it or not. It does have some nice fuses here. Has some nice connections. Has a 200 amp fuse for the alternator. I really like this package. A nice little deal. You can get them from the dealer. It's off like a 13 Dodge Dart. And it's got a nice little probe here if you're out trying to, you know, fix a problem. You got an easy port to grab onto. I kind of like that. But anyway, and I was going to tell you about the radiators on these things. The radiators, I really never told you what we use. We use the original radiator out of the 06 Chrysler 300 with the single fan. It's a very good unit. It's factory. You can buy it anywhere. O'Reilly's, AutoZone got them in stock. But that's what we use, so it's not a big deal to buy the darn thing. The fill cap. It's off a Chrysler product also, Dodge Dakota. They used them for years on the old 3.9s and V8s and, you know, so forth. This one's got the same system on the power brakes, the K-Car booster assembly. No modifications, 2 holes to drill, that's it. Does have the same battery terminal. I had a couple people online text messaging me about what kind of terminal was that. That's what it's off of. Now, with the gas tank we're going to use in the 68 Charger is made from tanks. They really are good quality tanks. These things have been, looks like HPC coated. That can tell you how old I am. But it does come with a sending unit from Tanks. Works really well with the factory gauge or with the Dakota Digital. It works well. The fuel holder that they do sell, I just don't like it. The hole is not very big in these darn things, and I don't like it. We make our own in-house. Theirs is really busy. The plug is hard to get to, and so forth. We make our own out of just some stuff we have laying around. This is what it starts out as, is this kind of right here. You know, we've got a whole pile of them. We cut them down, and then we make them to where it fits right in here. Works really, really well. I got the plug for it and everything. It is a baffled tank. You put that in there, and on the Chargers, people say, well, you got to have a vent. You got to have a return, a bypass. Well, I use the bypass right there, which is the vent on the tank, but I use the bypass. On the Dodge Charger from the factory, here's the neck assembly. You can see it has a vent made on it. The fill was way up high on them things, you know, on the quarter panel, so they had to have the vent up high. So they always are vented on the Chargers only. The line goes down in the trunk and goes inside the frame rail on the outside of the car, and the vapors are gone. So that's always nice to know that. Now on the Roadrunner tanks, they look the same, but you can't use them like that because it doesn't have the vent off of the neck assembly. Anyway, just a little trivia there. We do use the fuel pumps off like a 13, 14, 15 Dodge pickup. We disassemble the whole thing, and we just put a little small piece of rubber hose, which it is fuel injection, of course. That's the only rubber hose on it. It's just here's a regular OAN fitting. You can buy quick disconnects for it. It'll all be plastic from here all the way back. Less rubber as possible is what I always say. But anyway, I got my work cut out for me today, so we're going to get on a few of these little projects and get this thing closer and closer to hearing it run, because, man, I'm just dying. I want to hear this thing run. I want to hear this thing run. All right, we sure appreciate if you'd watch us. We sure would. You have a good one. Thank you. Bye.